Do you have a teleport thing? The
I,
little yellow thing in the bottom right?
I do have one. Yes.
Okay, open the map and go to the top left.
Okay.
Hold left click on them and then go to run to the left.
Is it not teleporting me? I'm dead.
Now I'm over here, so I can't heal you.
Hi, welcome to the video. I want to start off with thanking you for taking an interest in the video, at least taking a quick look at it. I hope you find some enjoyment out of it. This is different from what I usually post, and so it's very crude, but I did my best, and I hope you stick around to see how these videos and my normal videos improve. And again, thank you. Let's take a look at 33 Immortals. It's a pretty neat co-op roguelike game that recently released, which has you and 32 others trying to rewrite your fate by, I believe, defying God. I didn't quite pay attention to the dialogue, but it does state that the first boss prevents anyone from defying God, kind of as penance for him. So I'm kind of going off inferencing from that. The game has some cool features and gameplay, all of which makes me want to come back to play more. But I'm not going to go into detail about every little thing, like all the currencies and what each NPC allows you to do in the lobby area, as well as the incredibly short tutorial that you have to do. But once you get past the tutorial, you'll enter the Dark Woods, which is the lobby area. Here you'll find your fellow rebel souls to team up with, equip your perks, change your weapons, and also equip drip and companions, like my little kitty friend here. You can also collect rewards from daily challenges, as well as upgrade your weapons, but both of those you can't do until you increase something called your feat level, which is the core level up mechanic in the game. Essentially, it's just challenges you have to do and then collect once you get back from your run. Before hopping into the game, you can choose one of 4 classes to play as, which you can freely switch between in the Dark Woods. You have your shooter, tank, fighter, and specialist, all of which have their own basic attack, heavy attack, which can stun, special ability, and co-op power. And your co-op power is your ultimate, but it can only be activated with fellow players. Your shooter has a bow which can fire arrows that can be recalled to you to hit twice or like a boomerang, although you only have 5 you can fire at once, and once you fire at all of them, you have to recall them. Your co-op power is pretty good for dealing massive damage to anything that stands above you, as it fires a volley of arrows upwards, and only upwards. Then you have the tank, which is very self-explanatory, being the class to fight head-on, like every other game. The tank wields a great sword, for those of you who like big things, and can gain charge when you use your basic attack. When you charge up your meter, you can either use it to perform a heavy attack, which does more damage with more charge you have, or block an attack that, if successful, initiates a counterattack. The co-op power for the tank is my personal favorite, seeing as it's a supportive power, giving you and your 2 other casters a bubble shield, which comes in handy, especially when you don't have health regen. Your fighter class is best for those who like to reenact an angry frog. In fact, that's what I was thinking of the entire time I was playing. You have daggers, which you can do your basic attack or heavy attack with, which charge up your greed meter. Your greed meter allows you to use your special attack, which when you use, allows you to do a big leap forward and ends with a strike, which based on the amount of meter you have, increases the damage. The co-op power for the fighter is the only one that differs from the rest of them, seeing as it only activates with 2 people. But those 2 people are granted additional damage based on the amount of bones they have, which is the currency used in the runs, and also allows them to drop bones when attacking the monster. Then last but not least, you have your specialist. Your specialist wields the Staff of Sloth. Just like the fighter, the specialist also has a charge called Sloth. Both your basic and heavy attack charge your sloth meter, and based on how much charge you have determines how long your slow is whenever you use your special attack on monsters. The specialist probably has the best co-op power because it's really useful whenever you're starting to get overwhelmed. It allows you to cast a field of mist that whenever anything walks into it, gets slowed immensely. It doesn't really act like a slow, more of like a freeze. And with that out of the way, let's move on to the main game. You'll enter a world selection which gives you 3 options: Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso, with each world getting harder and allowing less people to join. But in order to gain access to Purgatorio and Paradiso, you have to beat the previous boss and acquire keys for that world. Except for Paradiso, because it's currently under construction, because God ain't ready for this yet. But when you do enter, you enter something called the Beyond, and that's where you'll be greeted by allied rebels when you spawn in, which you should work with if you want to make it to the boss. This game is heavily co-op reliant, and teamwork is essential in this game. So like most games, you should definitely open your map first. I didn't do that. I just followed, the leader. But you should definitely open your map, which will show you the location of activated and deactivated chambers, which we'll get to, as well as players in various states like downed or captured. And it also shows you where shrines and items of interest are, like chests, urns, and altars, which will be very useful throughout your run. Now, to get stronger in your run in the Beyond, you'll upgrade characteristics and find relics to buff yourself. Basics. To upgrade your characteristics, though, you'll need to collect dust, which is dropped by defeated monsters. Dust is essentially the XP in this. Your dust will be collected at the bottom right of your screen, and once you have that maxed out, nearby dust shrines will be pointed to on the borders of your screen. And dust shrines will be used to upgrade one of your 3 characteristics, which are attack, vitality, and empathy.
Really just the most important.
Attack and vitality are very self-explanatory. Increases damage, increases health. But empathy is different. Empathy strengthens your co-op powers and increases the damage dealt during co-strikes. And co-strikes occur when you and an ally attack the same monster, which will then increase both players' damage dealt and increase your critical strike chance. While upgrading your characteristics is important, that's something you can do while on the run. It's more important to acquire relics since they provide significant buffs and are much harder to get. In order to get your relics, you'll have to get lucky with random drops from chests and elites, or beat a chamber which is guaranteed to give you 1 relic. And chambers are rooms that you and allies can clear to open chests, which hold all sorts of rewards like currencies, perks, wardrobe items, and relics, which you can also get from elites and chests. But at least relics are guaranteed. Each chamber has 2 chests, one on the left and one on the right, next to the door. But they can only be opened once the chamber is completed, and the one on the right can only be opened once the chamber is completed and you use a key to unlock it, which can be bought or dropped during your run. Chambers aren't too easy by yourself, so it's encouraged to have allies with you before going in, since you'll be fighting waves of monsters and elite monsters in order to win. And elite monsters are just souped up normal monsters. Although this is a team-based game, keep in mind that chambers can only hold 6 rebel souls, and there are a limited number of chambers. So if you want to get guaranteed relics, you must race others to the chambers. And in front of all the chambers are bone shrines, which you can use bones to buy 3 items. You can either give yourself and allies around you health, buy a teleport stone, or a key. And teleport stones are just used to teleport to other players around the map. You can also use bones to re-roll your relic, whether you found one or it's already in your inventory. But do keep in mind your bones are lost at the end of the round, so do use them. The progression of the run can be quick or slow, it just depends on how quickly the chambers can be cleared. What marks this progression are 3 events in which God attacks you, straight up God. This is initiated when a gold ring forms on your screen, and then you hear the sound of a bell, and then all of a sudden you're getting hit with attacks. If you go down, don't be too stressed though, because anybody, including people outside your team, can revive you. Though if you die, well then only teammates can revive you at soul shrines. And soul shrines can also be used to remove the health penalty you gain from going down, and as well as giving all players in the run, even people outside your team, damage resistance. Each of which come at a different price using different currencies. So when you approach the end of the run, you'll have to face an ascension battle. And ascension battles occur in 3 locations, any of which you can go to. But it's definitely better to go to one that has other players. Because the ascension battles are essentially just a chamber, but in a small location. And it's a good idea to be urgent when getting to one, because if you take too long, the zone starts to form around all 3. And you gotta, beat the damage zone there before it gets you. Kind of like Fortnite, or any other battle royale.
That was
Again, fighting with allies is imperative, because if you take too long, the zone will then begin to constrict, and you'll be finished once that happens. And mind you, if other people on a different platform finish, and they ascend, they're spectating you, buddy. And you don't want to be laughed at.
We almost had it too, dude.
And you don't want to be the one left behind, so like, go with your team. Once all the ascension battles are over, you and the remaining rebels will be transported to the boss stage. Here you'll throw down with Lucifer, with everyone else who's there. And the battle with Lucifer, again, is heavily team reliant. Because not only is his health bar insanely large, but he has special attacks which require lots of damage to prevent, and he only spawns elite monsters to help him in his fight. So you definitely need those coast strikes going. If you work as a team, the battlefield's super easy. You can knock it out in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It flies by. But if your team starts to do their own thing, everyone starts attacking different guys here and there, no one's doing, you know, coast strikes or damage in the same place, you're gonna get overwhelmed. You'll get hit with a bunch of elite monsters, you get hit with attacks that are undodgeable because you failed to prevent them, and it becomes a disaster. Me and Jesse didn't think we could actually lose against Lucifer, but our third run, we got swept. Now, if you win, you get a bunch of rewards, you get to leave the area, and you're chilling. You get keys to the next world, and you can hop right into Purgatorio, which only has 22 people you can hop in there with, and it's also much harder. But, I mean, to each their own. I don't know what the final boss is, because we lost just at the Ascension battle, so we didn't get to see it, and I'm not going to search it up. So you can go ahead and look for it yourself, but just know you'll be met with different opponents, different monsters in Purgatorio. And me and Jesse also found out that apparently the monsters are all like region based on the map, which is really cool. So you can go ahead and check that out. This game was a total blast. Like on my free time when I get any, I've been hopping on this game by myself or with friends because it's just been a lot of genuine fun.
That you're a better player than me.
And so I would absolutely recommend, if you think this game is interesting, to try it out, or if you just need a new game to play with the group, hop in it because it is spectacular.
Purposely did the fireworks.